thanks to the support as a channel member, Cal Kovacs. That's right, boys and girls. We don't mess about around here. Already got the official club tie with badge. We've got a pin. We've got the shirt behind me. If you want to know how I got all these goodies, you should probably watch my match day vlog from when I went to Preston at the weekend and even tried the local delicacy that is a butter pie. I am full on Preston local now. Look at me. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 2 of Non-Lethal Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a game in the Championship for you against Hull, and we also play Barnsley in the FA Cup third round. We made it to the FA Cup third round after all, albeit we did have to move clubs to make it happen, but we made it to the FA Cup third round, and that's the important thing. And just as much as we did at Peterborough Sports, here at Preston, we could do with a cup run to make some money happen. It is January the 1st. We can't sign anybody because we're still way over our wage budget and we're trying to get rid of players. Interestingly, though, we are in the process of turning things around a little bit because, wouldn't you know, Adam Eder is actually really quite good. We said he was really quite good in the previous episode. It took him a little while to get going, but I say a little while, almost immediately. He scored that penalty against Huddersfield in the last episode, came off the bench against Derby, didn't score, came off the bench against Ipswich, did score, started against QPR, scored twice. Very different experience to when I went to watch Preston play QPR at the weekend. Comfortable 2-0 win, 2 Adam Eder goals. What a wonderful alternate universe this is. So what it actually means is we're in a 3-match unbeaten run. We've won our last 2 matches in the league. We are still in the relegation zone because things were pretty desperate when I arrived, down in 22nd place, and we are chasing the team I support in real life, Peterborough United. We need to find a way to save both Posh and Preston and relegate Cambridge and send Hull down with them. It'll be fine. Nobody's going to care if Hull get relegated as well. So we've got to try and continue this good form and drag ourselves out of this pickle that we're in. But financially, arguably, we're in even more of a pickle. There's a decent club balance. I don't really know. Okay, because of the projection. That's why. I was going to say, I don't really know why this is the case when we've got that. But of course, it's the Championship. All the money here is bigger. £5 million at this level isn't like £5 million at the level I've just come from. So although we've got some transfer budget, we just need to pour it all immediately into wage budget. There we go. That goes down into wage budget. And we're still needing to find another £20,000 a week in wages. We have started to try and ship out some of the players that we don't want. Jaden Richardson has left to go to Notts County, a club that he was previously on loan at. Born in Nottingham, I believe, came up through the Nottingham Forest youth system. He's gone back there. We've loaned a couple of the fringe players out. Andreas Masouras and Finley Wallbank have both been loaned out. And then we've got a couple of other players that we're trying to get rid of as well. So Saul Latham, I think they're loans. Yeah, they're loans. Why couldn't I? I was looking over here for the word loan. It's here, it's here, it's here. So with a decent chunk of wages being paid, and then Show, who's on £8,000 a week. And I mean, yes, he's played 24 games for the club this season, but he's out of contract at the end of the year and won't sign a wage reduction. So he's probably on his way out on a free transfer, although that won't affect us now, because that'll be at the end of the season, but we just can't afford to pay him what he's currently earning. So there's still a lot more that needs to be done when it comes to shifting players out of the club. There are players that need to move on, and we're already on a desperately small first-team squad, as you can see. If we look down in the development centre, there's nothing developing down there. So somehow we've got to find another £20,000 a week before we can even begin to think in terms of bringing players in. The other option, of course, would be loans with no salary contribution, which is a tall order. But I'm looking at someone like Freddie Woodman and thinking, I mean, he is our best player, a very good goalkeeper. However, if we let him go, West Brom might pay us actual money for him. If we get a couple of million for him, whilst also clearing off our wage budget, we can just go and sign another goalkeeper. How hard could that be? And kind of start rebuilding from there. Ryan Fredericks and Raphael Holzhauser are others that I'm looking at to shift on. Brad Potts is another I'm looking at to shift on because they're all old. These are players all in their 30s who are on big money because they've been here so long. or they've come from a higher level. So we'll get rid of whatever we can get rid of. Andrew Hughes, definitely on his way out the door. £10,000 a week for a 2-star player. It's a work in progress, but let's just keep winning on the pitch and let the off-the-pitch stuff fix itself. That's my grand plan for today. Why has Past Kev not got Adam Eder in the team? I mean, I picked this team before I went on holiday for a week, so we're going to immediately fix that and just stick Eder in. It could be because they don't play well together. Can Reese play as a deep lying forward? Is that maybe why we did it that way round? Maybe we go like that. Is Reese better than... Is he better than Eder? He's not. If we do a comparison between Reese and Eder, I mean, Adam Eder's obviously, he's got the bigger heart. And obviously a good striker always has a big heart. So we're going to go with Eder because he's in form. So this is the team. We've got Woodman in goal, a back four of Hughes, who, I mean, there's several players here who we'd like shot of, but we've still got to play them because the squad's so small. So a back four of Hughes, Diaby, O'Brien and Fredericks. Whiteman at the base of the midfield, who I was quite impressed with. One of the few Preston players in the weekend who I thought played quite well in this role as well. Sat in front of the back, well, back three, back five. They played in real life. We're going to play a back four because we're not cowards. McCann and Potts in central midfield. Again, Brad Potts was playing as like a right wing back for them in real life. Is that where he's supposed to play? It looks like he can play there. We're going to play him in midfield. And then Holzhauser behind Maguire and Eder up front. I haven't looked to see how good Hull are. In fact, I don't need to look. We were looking at Hull a minute ago. Hull are one of the teams that we're chasing. I said the master plan was to find a way to save Peterborough and Preston whilst relegating Hull. The master plan could go into action right here. Because if we beat Hull, we'll go above them. And then Peterborough can stay above us and everyone's happy. And we can just end the season there and do the summer transfers, please. That would be the goal from that point. It is relying on us picking up a huge win. Today, though, Holzhauser with the header that goes into the crossbar. That was a good opportunity for us early on. I'm looking at Adam Eder, pinning all my hopes on him because no one else has been scoring goals for this club all season long, and he is the man in form. I just wish I knew. Past Kev needs to start leaving notes for me. I wish I knew why he was sat on the bench for the team that I picked 9 days ago. Oh, my word. It's chaos in the penalty area from the corner. The header is, I think it was saved by the goalkeeper initially, but Diaby is there to force it over the line. Is that his first ever goal for the club? For a player who's been at Preston for years. Fredericks with the in-swinger. It's a thunderous header that the keeper does save, but pushes it into the path of Diaby, who is there to make it 1-0 to Preston. I think Posh are 1-0 up as well. Posh are drawing now. But this does set up the dream scenario where we push Hull into the bottom three. We move out of the relegation zone for the first time since I've been here, and it's not at the expense of Peterborough. This is exactly what we're looking to do. I want to save us both. Obviously, if it comes down to it, I'll choose to save Preston. But we're just going to keep on winning and hope that Posh do the same and Hull can go down, and we don't care about Hull. We like Chip Spice, and we like the deep. These are two good things about the city of Hull, but I'll sacrifice them from the championship if it means saving Preston. And there is the man himself, Adam Eder, who is going to very quickly become a hero of this save. I cannot believe he was just sat at a relegation zone championship team. It shows how sometimes the AI just doesn't know what it's got, can't use players correctly, because this guy, for years, and it was confirmed in the comments section in the last video as well, the amount of people saying, yeah, I've signed Adam Eder, he's brilliant, I don't understand it. And I've seen it in previous FMs. This guy is always good for a lower mid-table Premier League team he'll score goals for. And I don't understand why he wasn't scoring goals for Preston, but he is now. And so is Bambo Diaby, who, having got his first ever goal for the club after like 6 years here at the start of the match, has got a taste for it and has now got his second. Bambo Diaby's on a hat-trick, everybody. And it's 3-0 to Preston. And we're having a lovely old time. This is form right here. Hull have got former Peterborough player Sammy Schmodix in their team. Unless there's another Schmodix playing in the championship, but that feels unlikely. Hull with the effort from range, but Woodman has that comfortably covered. I tell you what, we look like a good side here. Relegation is not a threat unless the money situation gets worse and we have to let an actual key player go. Because the worry, of course, if we do let the likes of Hughes and Holzhauser go, these are players we're targeting to get rid of. The worry is that we're still not able to replace them, and we end up with a squad that's just too small and too weak to compete correctly. These corners are going to continue to be a huge threat with Diaby lurking on his hat-trick. All of these set pieces, Whiteman playing in, O'Brien is there again, who I think is the guy who got on the initial effort for both of the ones that Diaby's picked up the scraps for. But it's now Fredericks with the in-swing. Look at the far post, and there is Papa Diaby. He's got a hat-trick, and I don't understand what's going on. How do you... I mean, we need to look at this guy in more detail, because this is bonkers. Let's just have an in-depth look at Bambo Diaby, who's been at Preston for 5 years, has never previously scored a goal, barely played a game. I mean... 7 matches, 5, 1 start that season, 1 start last season. I don't know why they're not, again, another example, I don't know what the AI are doing, I don't know why they're not using him. We're using him. He's been a regular starter under me because he's a big, meaty centre-back. Why wouldn't I want to start him? And in his first ever goals for the club, he's only gone and scored a hat-trick. It's absolutely bonkers. He's also a non-league to legend veteran because we had him when we managed Barnsley a few FMs ago, and he was great there as well. But he's got a hat-trick. I love Football Manager sometimes. It is such a weird game that makes weird things happen. Right, Silko Thomas, we are continuing to try and force him to become a fullback, even though he thinks he's a winger, but he's never going to get in the team as a winger. But at 4-0 up, I think we can force him on. We're going to play... Mikey O'Neill can come in and play there, and then we'll just do one more change for now. I think we'll show what he could have won if he decides to stick around, because we're a team that are all of a sudden going places. We can't give him the money he wants now, but if we can stay in the Championship this year, which based on this performance, goodness me, should we be able to, then he can earn a bit more money. We'll give him his proper contract then. Right, we're going to take off McCann as well. I think we do have 5 subs, don't we? It counts the stoppages as well. How very exciting. We're going to take off Ryan Fredericks. And we'll stick Diaby at right back. Why not? Have him as a roaming right back. And then McCann can come off. We'll play Liam Lindsay there, and we'll move Whiteman further forward, and we'll shuffle everyone around there. Poor old Emil Rees. The man who will probably feel a little bit unlucky not to be starting, because Paskev obviously decided he was going to start, is the one man who doesn't even get to come off the bench. Because, let's face it, we've scored 4 goals. Our attack is looking pretty good. Defensively, less so. We've just given away a penalty. It's a sloppy penalty to give away. The guy was running away from goal, no threat at all. But it is the threat to the clean sheet. And, I mean... I'm going to celebrate that because Hull aren't getting back in the game. But that means we don't have to pay any of the defenders a clean sheet bonus now, which when money's as tight as it is, that's a positive. We don't want clean sheet bonuses around here. We want to win matches whilst conceding goals because it's the cheapest way to do it. Although, to be fair, we've paid a few goal bonuses today. Although, I suspect Bambo Diaby doesn't have a goal bonus in his contract. So it's probably safe having him score a hat-trick. He's in the same game, he's scored a hat-trick and he's now playing as a flying wing-back. What a day he's had. This will be one to tell the grandkids about. But it is Hull on the attack again, and we need to be a little bit wary of this, because if they score again, my bravado might be getting the better of me. And that, boys and girls, is why Hull are going to get relegated. What a finish. Goodness me. What was he even trying to do there? That was spectacular. But it is still going on, this football match. Can we have a final whistle? There's 3 minutes left. I know how cold it can get at Preston at this time of year. Ida, can he grab himself another one on his little goal-scoring run that he's on? He plays it back to Whiteman, who's got space to shoot, and does, and there's number 5, and it's a first goal of the season for Ben Whiteman as well. We're a team who less than a month ago when I arrived couldn't buy a goal. Today we've scored 5 of them. It's the Chapman effect, boys and girls. What a manager. What a man. What a tie. Look at it. It's got the badge on and everything. I'm very excited about this tie. I'd already bought a generic tie that would have got the job done, not thinking I'd be able to get the official club one because it wasn't on the website. But there it was, behind the counter in the club shop. They only had 2. I imagine if you go there in 3 years' time, they'll still have one. So if you're after one, don't worry about it. I can't imagine they sell a lot of ties. This is a strange game of football. It's 5-2 now, and I am a little bit confused about what's gone on in this match. It's been a real relegation slobber knocker, and really does demonstrate the lack of strength in depth that we've got. That as soon as we started to make some substitutions, things started to go a little bit wrong for us defensively because everyone's playing out of position. We've got a winger at left back, a centre back at right back, a centre back at defensive midfielder, a DM in centre mid. We just don't have any strength in depth, and that's only going to get worse because despite the fact that we're turning things around on the pitch, we still also need to turn things around off the pitch and get rid of some more of these first team players. This is not a job done scenario, despite the nice result that we've picked up today. And that is a big missed header. And they're coming at us again here. O'Neill is in to intercept. And that, Jarby, you're right back, kids. Oh, my word. He's scored a hat-trick. He doesn't care. He's having a lovely day. But he has no idea what's going on at right back, does he? He looked completely lost there. That was phenomenal. And Hull are coming down this side again. They know where to attack us now. There is Diaby, the hat-trick man, and we have our win. 5-2 to Preston. We're full of goals now, everybody. We're good at doing goals. And look, we're out of the relegation zone. Posh obviously lost in the end because they've slipped back into it. But ultimately, the goal is save Preston. If Posh can be saved with us, that would be lovely. But it's all about saving Preston. Now, let's go beat Barnsley in the FA Cup and sort ourselves out a cup run. Same scenario as we had at Peterborough Sports. We need a big away game against a Premier League team to bring some money in. So we need to beat Barnsley here. Are Barnsley even in this league? I don't know what league Barnsley are in. Barnsley, I think, are the league below. So you would think, that's a match we should be able to win, bearing in mind we've just battered Hull and we've actually won 3 matches in a row now. We can't sign it. What's the use of recommending someone who's going to cost £6 million? We've got no money. Can we loan him? Can we loan him and not pay any of his wages? Nope. That is a little micro summary of how my entire January is going to be. Just doing that with every player that comes up on a scout report. Folks, just want to take a moment to thank today's episode sponsor, Manscaped.com. As I'm sure you know by now, Manscaped is the premium global brand for men's hygiene and grooming solutions. And I feel like Christmas came early this year because I just got gifted a Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. And this really does include all of the everyday grooming solutions for the modern man, such as myself. We've got the fantastic 4th generation Lawnmower 4.0. This is a waterproof cordless electric body trimmer with skin-safe technology, which means when you're down there doing your business, you're not going to get it snagged on anything. You don't really want to get something that sounds like that snagged on. We've also got the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, which keeps things nice and fresh down there all day long, and the Manscaped Crop Reviver, which you can just give yourself a little spritz when you feel like you need a midday pick-me-up. We've got the Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer, which, as the name suggests, whacks the weeds in your nose and... I mean, this thing's really good. Does your gentleman's hairs, as I like to refer to them, because I only started growing them when I got old. This fixes that. Also looks pretty snazzy boxed up. I tell you what, if you get that for your dad or your granddad as a present, they're going to be over the moon because it looks awesome and provides a service that all of us value. On top of all that, the Performance Package 4.0 also includes Manscaped pants. These are anti-chafing. They're great. And the Shed travel bag to keep it all in, whether you're at home or gallivanting off on your travels over the holiday period. And I don't mention this often enough, but this is a phenomenal thing. This is the little newspaper mat thing that they send you to put down on the bathroom floor to put all the hairs on so you don't get yelled at. That's in every Performance Package 4.0 as well. And on top of all that, if you order your Performance Package 4.0 or anything else from manscaped.com using my link at the top of the description below, you will get free international shipping and an additional discount. So that link is right there for you for free international shipping, an extra discount. Get it done right now because I promise you, your balls will thank you. And here is the anticipated offer for Freddie Woodman, the highest paid player at the club, but also best player at the club, star rating wise, crucial player. I think we need more for him. I think we need to, I mean, 5 million seems reasonable. Let's open the bidding there. See, they're negotiating. That means we might actually get close to 5 million. Push them up to 4.5. See, you got to take 4.5 million in this situation. It solves the wage budget problem immediately. It also gives us a little bit of spending money. The problem is we don't have another goalkeeper. So we've got to find a goalkeeper somehow. I mean, these are all young lads. Let's get all these 3 scouted. I don't know if we've got any goalkeepers scouted at the moment. Goalkeepers don't matter about the age. We just need someone to get us through to the end of this season. So goalkeeper, Josh Vickers at Derby. We can't be spending that kind of money because that's the kind of money that we're getting for Woodman. Is he even as good as Woodman? Compare him to Woodman. I mean, he's pretty similar. Right, we need to find somebody. Bottom line, we've got to sell Woodman, I think, in this situation. So the job now is to find which one of these rascals is going to be the guy to come in and replace him, because for 4.5 million, it solves all the financial problems. Right, we're going to persuade him to join West Brom. We've received an offer from West Brom. I'm really not sure about the plans here. No, we need the money. Offer is too good to turn down. The offer isn't good enough to be a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. Well, we need the money, Freddie. I'm speaking to you as a person first and a boss second. I really think this would be a great move for you. Yeah. Nothing has changed. Brilliant. Are we really going to miss out on an opportunity to make £4.5 million? Oh, that would upset me. Let's find an alternative goalkeeper. Well, terrific. Would have been too easy to just solve the problem like that, wouldn't it? Oh, he better go on to be a superstar for us now. Back to the drawing board. Right, shuffling things around a little bit for Barnsley, just partly because Fredericks is suspended and Hughes is injured, so our starting fullbacks have gone. But also just to try different players. We've won 3 games in a row in the league. I kind of know who my best team is, but we need to see some of these other fringe players. I'm thinking particularly in terms of Emil Rees, who has got decent value. He's on good money, but has been rubbish this season. 2 goals all season long. Not really representative of what he's done in his Preston career so far. So really, I want to have a look at him and see if he's someone I want to put on the transfer list. If he comes in today and grabs a couple of goals, then we keep him around. If he comes in today and he's rubbish, then maybe he solves our problem for us. Robbie Brady is coming in to play left back. I've just put him on the transfer list, but needs must. With Hughes injured, we are very light at left back. Potts, despite me saying we wouldn't play him there, he's going to play at right back because we don't have another right back with Fredericks unavailable. Lindsay and Story going to play centre back. McCann at the base of the midfield. Ben Woodburn going to have a game in central midfield with Whiteman alongside him, and Holtzhauser and Maguire stay as they were. Diaby got his hat-trick and now gets rewarded by getting to sit on the bench. We know Diaby's a starter, so we don't need to play him in this game. We need to look at the other defenders. And again, we're looking for areas of the squad where we might have a spare player, and there's not much. I mean, we've got 4 strikers, so we play 2 up front. There's not really a spare one, but we could maybe make do with 3. Even if it was a case of getting rid of 1 and then bringing in a cheaper one a little bit further down. Likewise with centre-backs, we've got 4. We could probably make do with 3 in the very short term while we shuffle the squad around. So we're trying to work out who we're going to get rid of. It's tricky. Lindsay doing himself a very good service, a very good chance of sticking around at the club by grabbing himself a goal. I tell you what, these set pieces have been very dangerous. I know we're a couple of weeks on from the major update that was supposed to kill these near post corners. And to be fair, they've not all been corners and they've not all been near post. We are mixing it up a little bit. One of the Diaby goals was a free kick, I think. There's been far post action in there as well. But we do seem like we're pretty dangerous from these set pieces at the moment. It's probably just one of those flukes of the episode and they're not massively overpowered, but they seem to be working for us so far. And Ben Whiteman bursting out of midfield. He got his first goal of the season in the last match, and there's his second goal of the season, playing much more of an attacking role than he has done in my reign here so far, really, to give Ali McCann an opportunity to sit at the base of the midfield, because according to the star ratings, he's our other 4-star player. Him and Woodman are the 2 best players. So let's try him in his best role. And it frees Whiteman up a little bit to have to play a little bit further forward. But we've got another set piece here. It's Brady with the in-swing. Again, far post. We're not just bombarding that near post. One thing I have noticed with the FM update is it seems to not completely disregard set piece instructions, but just kind of make it up as it goes along and does its own thing with them sometimes. Brady demonstrating there why we're trying to get rid of him. That was really poor. I know he's a winger and we're playing him at left back, but he still needs to do better than that. And Lindsay coming across to cover, looking nice and comfortable for him. And McCann playing it forward to Woodburn, who plays it forward to Maguire. Maguire turns, slots it into Reese. Remember, we're keeping an eye on Reese today. And with that kind of finishing, he's not doing himself any favours. If that boy's worth £5 million, then please, somebody come and make me an offer. We'll take £5 million for him right now. It almost clears the wage budget problem and gives us a little bit of spensies as well to strengthen in the fullback areas where we are desperately in need of some strength in depth. I can only assume under the previous regime, they just didn't bother with fullbacks at all, because even the guys we're playing at fullback can play in other positions. Hughes can play centre-back. Fredericks, Brady, they're wingers who can play fullback. So I can only assume the old system was a back 3 without even any wing backs, just like a back 3 and then a proper midfield 4, which is bonkers. It's no wonder this team was doing so poorly setting up like that. But we could really use some fullbacks, please, universe, if you could provide us with some. Brady floating it over, looking for McCann, but it eludes everybody. McCann is there to try and pick up the scraps and get it back into the penalty area again. And there is Emil Reese. He's 6'3", which is going to be a big advantage in situations like that. It's his 50th Preston goal, only his 3rd of this season. But if we can get him scoring as well, there must be a way we can get him and Ida playing alongside each other. At the moment, I'm enjoying the link-up play from Maguire, who's not really scoring goals, but you can see today from his rating, he's on a 7.1. Maguire having another good game, just linking things up. I like a deep-lying forward. I always enjoy a deep-lying forward, and Maguire is just linking all of these attacking players together nicely, but there must be a way we can squeeze Maguire, Reese and Ida all into the same team. I imagine Maguire could probably play behind the other 2 if needs must. And then that opens the door for us moving Holzhauser out, who is an old man, who's one of our highest paid players. So again, it comes back to trying to shave money off that wage budget so that we can bring some fullbacks in. There's Reese again. And Emil Reese might be saving his Preston career here. I know this is a game against a team from the division below that we should be beating comfortably, but this is a team that couldn't score a goal a month ago, and we're now scoring lots of goals, and it's all helping with the confidence. This is 4 wins in a row in all competitions, and also sets us up for that potential big money FA Cup game in the next round. If we can go away from home against a Manchester United or a Liverpool, a Newcastle, a Arsenal, a big team with a big ground, or a Spurs, a small team with a big ground, any of that would work. Brady with the set piece, it's cleared, but only as far as Ben Woodburn, who plays it back into Lindsay, who wants absolutely none of it played to feet in the penalty area like that. So Brad Potts is bursting forward, trying to win a penalty, I think, but no one wanted to kick him. And then Reese trying to get his hat-trick, stabs it towards goal. The Barnsley defenders are alert to his antics and scramble it clear, but it's another set piece. And these set pieces are as good as penalties for us at the moment. They're so effective. Okay, not quite that effective, but, you know, we're pretty good from the set pieces. We have had 9 corners today, and I think only 3 of them have been highlights. So they're not that overwhelmingly effective. But it's Barnsley now have a corner of their own, and Freddie Woodman showing why we would never dream of selling him. He's such a key player for us. We're building the team around him. He's my boy. I never would dream of letting him go, unless we get another big offer in for him, in which case we'll accept that again, because we still I need to be able to do some wheeler dealing this month. And you can't wheel a deal when you have no money to begin with. So basically anyone in this team is up for sale. Even someone like an Adam Eder, who's been brilliant so far for me. If we were to get an offer for him, every single player here is for sale for the right price, because we need I'd rather have a blank slate than mess around trying to keep any of these particular players at the club. I've got no attachment to any of them yet. So they're all available if anybody wants them. And Woodman, once again, doing the right thing and making sure that he doesn't get a clean sheet bonus. He definitely is a club man, isn't he? He's always acting in our best interests. And they've got a Woodburn of their own, look. Playing it across. It's a sloppy goal for us to concede against a team from a division below. But like I say, if it stops the clean sheet bonus, I am all for it. Right, we're going to get Ida on here, I think, and we're going to try and play that front three that we talked about before. So Holtzhauser is going to come off. Adam Ida is going to come on. And we're going to play him as... I mean, he likes to be a target man, but I think we'll play him as a complete forward, actually. Play him as a complete forward on support alongside Reese. And then we're also going to take off Woodburn in midfield. Show, who has now confirmed he's leaving on a free transfer in the summer. I'm not going to play Diaby at right back again. That was a nightmare. Silko Thomas can come on and play right back. Diaby, I mean, he demonstrated to me that he's definitely not a fullback in that last game. See, we're learning so many things about our players. And the set pieces, once again, such a threat. The free kicks. I've never noticed a team of mine be this good from free kicks before. But we're just very good from set pieces. 5-1 now. Almost all of our goals come from set pieces in one form or another. And I'm completely comfortable with it. Robbie Brady's got 2 assists, both from set pieces. And now for my final 2 changes, we'll get Bambo Diaby back on into the defence. He can come on for Lindsay. And then Mikey O'Neill can not play central midfield, apparently. An example of us having too many strikers. We could definitely get rid of one of these. We'll just bring him on for Maguire. I know we wanted to try that front 3 out, but really what we're trying to find out is can Reese and Ida play together? And at the moment, we've seen absolutely nothing of Ida since he came on. So I would suggest... maybe they can't. They need that link-up man to kind of set everything up for them individually. Watch Ida score a screamer here. So Story to Thomas, who will become a fullback if it kills him. I'm going to force it on that boy. And it's the big ball forward. Woodman, a little bit out of position there. And luckily gets away with it because of poor finishing, which is one of my favourite things to see an opposing team do. But 5-1, we have scored a lot of goals there. We've scored as many goals. I tell you what, we genuinely might have scored as many goals in this episode as they'd scored all season long before I arrived. That's something that I could probably add up. I'm not going to, but there you go. Take a screenshot there. Pause for a moment. Count up how many... I mean, there's so few we can actually count it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Was I here for Ipswich? No, Huddersfield was my first game. So 11. They'd scored 12 goals all season before I arrived. We've scored 10 in this episode. You're welcome, Preston fans. We're solving this problem. Now keep this run rolling. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.